Hey everyone, this is Rabbitearsblog and welcome to my TV episode review series. Today's TV episode review is going to be on the pilot episode of The Flash. Now, of all the new shows that were announced this year, The Flash was probably the show I was the most excited for. I am a huge Flash fan, and when I heard that Flash was finally getting a TV series, I just had to watch this pilot episode for myself and see how good it was. So, what this episode was all about so far was that at the beginning of the episode we see how Barry Allen's mother gets killed by this mysterious lightning that happened to I think suffocate her to death or something. But this mysterious flash of lightning came into the house and ends up killing Barry's mother. And for the next 14 years Barry was working at the police station so that way he could figure out who murdered his mother and try to prove that his dad is innocent because his dad was framed of this crime, and everybody thought that his dad was the one who killed his mother when in reality somebody else had killed Barry Allen's mother. And then after that incident, Barry Allen gets struck by lightning. Like if you've seen Arrow, you know what happened in that episode is that Barry Allen ends up getting struck by lightning, and that's when he gets his superpowers into running really fast. And after that episode, Barry is found by Professor Zoom and his two assistants, and they try to help Barry control his speed powers while Barry Allen tries to save the city from various criminals. And I think in this episode we meet up with the weather wizard, I believe. So that was a pretty good sight to see. The first villain in the show was, I think, the weather wizard. And that's pretty much what happens in this episode. We see how Barry Allen's mother dies at the beginning of the episode, and then we see him get struck by lightning where he receives his superpowers, and it's then discovered that there's a group of metahumans around that happen to also get their superpowers when the lightning struck the city. So, what I thought about this episode? Well, here's some positive things about this episode. For one thing, I really like the tone of this episode. I like the fact that it looks like Flash is going to be a lighter tone from Arrow, and that was something I wanted to see from the Flash universe for a long time. I wanted to see a more lighter superhero, and if there was a superhero who was one of the lightest characters in the DC universe, it would be the Flash. So I like how this episode is more lighter in tone than Arrow, and you can see that this show might be lighter in tone than Arrow because most of the scenes take place in the morning time, while with Arrow most of the scenes take place at night, so you know that Arrow is a little darker and grittier than Flash is supposedly going to be. So again, we'll see what's going to happen with Flash in later episodes. Maybe it'll get darker in later episodes. But the pilot episode is pretty lighthearted for what it is, even though there's the death of Barry Allen's mother and the fact that his father gets framed for killing Barry Allen's mother. So we have to wait to see where all this is going to go. I like how faithful to the comics this particular pilot episode is. Well, it's written by Jeff Johns, who also wrote the comic book that details Barry Allen's life. So I really appreciate it for it being sticking to the source material, as in how Barry Allen's mom got killed and how Barry Allen got his superpowers through lightning strike. So it was like when I was looking at this episode, I was like pointing out to, oh, this came out of the comic, that came out of the comic. So I really enjoyed doing that, and I like how this episode took some things from the comic and remained faithful to it, like the murder of Barry Allen's mother, and how Barry Allen got his superpowers. So that was something I really enjoyed in this episode. I also like Barry's relationship with Iris in this episode. And if you've read the comics, you know that Barry and Iris are actually a married couple in the comics. But this is an interesting twist in this episode is that it seems like Barry and Iris seem like a brother sister, or treat each other like brother sister, but maybe their relationship would develop even further as the series go on. So maybe we'll see, maybe Iris become the girlfriend to Barry Allen like she is in the comics. So we'll have to see about that. So I'm really excited to see where Iris's and Barry's relationship goes in the future episodes. But so far right now they seem to treat each other like brother sister. So that was a pretty interesting twist to Barry and Iris's relationship with each other. But I definitely like their relationship in this episode, and I like to see more of it. And I like the two scientists that are with Professor Zoom. One of them is played by Danielle Panabaker. I forgot the other guy's name, but I like the scientists. They bring some humor to the episode, especially the teenage boy and who helps Barry by building all these contractions for Barry. So I really like to see more of Barry's relationship with those two scientists. So I thought they were pretty interesting in this episode. So I like to see more of them in future episodes. And I also like the mystery surrounding about the metahumans, like how the lightning strike ended up affecting a lot of people. And I like to see what other people in the city ends up getting affected by the lightning strike that struck everybody, or it struck some people and gave them their powers. So some negatives about this episode. I guess excuse me. I think the only problem I had with this episode was how they introduced Green Arrow in this episode. It's like they practically were trying to tell you, oh, well, this is a spinoff of Arrow, so we're going to show you Arrow in this episode. I mean, while I like the fact that we saw Oliver Queen in this episode, it felt like he was just there to just give Barry a few words of advice, and that was it. That was his whole role in this entire episode. I felt like if you were going to connect the Flash universe with the Green Arrow, with the Arrow universe, give Oliver Queen a bigger role in this episode or something, so that way we feel like, it doesn't feel like we're just throwing Oliver Queen in there just for the heck of it. We're actually going to give him a role in this pilot, and maybe his role will be bigger, like how he inspires Barry to be a superhero. So I would have liked to see more Oliver Queen if they were going to try to connect this to the Arrow universe. Why not give Oliver Queen or Arrow more screen time in this episode? But other than that, I liked everything about this episode. I thought it was perfect. I thought it did a good job with all the characters. I like how they portrayed Barry Allen in this episode, as being an idealistic little boy. I mean, idealistic man who wants to be a superhero. And you could tell he's a little more lighter in personality than Oliver Queen. So that was something I really enjoy seeing from this episode. So overall, I give the Flash pilot episode a thumbs up. I think this is one of my favorite episodes so far for this week, so far. So I really enjoy how lighter in tone it is. It gets me really excited to see the next Flash episodes. I can't wait to see where they're going to take Barry Allen's character next after this episode. So that was my review on the Flash pilot episode. And be sure to follow me on Twitter so I can keep you updated any new videos I post up. And also, I will have new TV episode reviews every Thursdays. But when Constantine premieres later on this month, I will start posting up TV episode reviews every Friday. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Rabbitearsblog, and I'll see you later.